Good afternoon, students. Today's English online class is for 7th standard, the continuation of the chapter, that is the blind dog. So, we will study the next third part of this lesson, that is the concluding part. So, you already learnt about a blind man and a dog which was along with him, which he found in the marketplace. He used to give some part of his foot, and both of them have become a good friends there. It helped in a lot of ways to this blind man, and he used to sit near this marketplace. There, uh, what we call it as it is a marketplace. So along with him, there were some vendors also. The bookseller was there, the perfume vendor was there, and every Thursday there, the one village urchin used to come and he used to tease blind man. And once he tried to steal the coins from the bowl of this beggar man, that is blind man, but he was unable to do because this dog chased him out of that marketplace. And this all the vendors used to sit with him near that marketplace. They used to sell the ribbons, perfumes, and the books. But one day what happened is the blind man's caretaker, that was one woman was there, she was unable to come there. He learned that she was dead in the afternoon, but since then he lost everybody in to look after him. There were nobody there, so he changed his place. He found one of the very safe place, that is a chowdhury, very nearest to the marketplace, and he started living there. Just in the night, he used to stay there, but the whole day he used to move everywhere. He used to roam everywhere. He used to wander everywhere, and he used to get more and more alms. His desire was to earn more alms, and he went near the very busiest place like schools, hostels, colleges, bus stops, then markets, and he got more alms there. And as that was the full day, he used to walk and move. There was no rest even for the dog also. And as it was very free earlier, now this was somewhat kind of a slave he has become now, because whenever he used to go to the rest, the same time also the dog used to have the rest. But from that, the whole day they used to roam there. This is how the dog became day by day weak. And as we learned in the 10th paragraph, that his original appearance was totally changed. Bones stuck up at his haunches and ribs were relieved, and his that is what his ribs were relieved, and its bones stuck up at his haunches. This is how he was looking when he was going along with this blind man. But after that time, when the ribbons and ribbon vendor and the novel vendor and the perfumer vendor, they saw this kind of the slavery thing, what the blind man was behaving to the dog. What the ribbon seller did is he cut the ribbon, that cord which was tied around his neck. Then the dog got the freedom, and the instant he moved from there and he roamed everywhere. These earlier places where he used to go in the marketplace and near the butcher shop, and near the bakery, tea stall, the rubbish what he used to get on the roadside or in those areas, he used that the thing what he used to get there. And since then the blind man lost, the only caretaker of him was this dog, and now he was unable to move from that place because as the dog was not along with him. That is what we will learn from today's lesson, how the life has changed in the blind man's life when he lost his job, and how again the life changed when again he will meet the same job. That is what we will be learning in the third, 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, and 18 paragraph. So we will start today with 13th paragraph. That is how the blind man's life changes when dog lives from him. Then when dog run away from that place, This is what we will be learning here. The ribbon vendor and his two friends stood at the market gate and enjoyed the sight immensely as the blind man struggled to find his way about. He stood rooted to the spot, waving his stick. He felt as if he were hanging in mid-air. He was wailing, "Oh, where is my dog? I will murder it when I get it at again." He groped about, tried to cross the road, came near being run over by a dozen vehicles at different points, tumbled and struggled and gasped. He would deserve it if he was run over, this heartless blackguard, they said, observing him. However, the old man struggled through and, with the help of someone, found his way back to his corner in the chaudhry veranda and sank down on his gunny sack bed, half faint with the strain on his journey. So look at this ribbon vendor and his two friends, that is perfume bookseller, they were all sitting there. The thing happened there, how the dog ran away from there, and there was unable for the blind man to move anywhere. He stood there itself where he was standing, and he was wailing, and he was trying to move from that particular place, and they were enjoying this moment, they were enjoying this sight very much, because this is how they have separated these dog and the blind man. So they were enjoying this moment, the particular uh, day or the time, and they started laughing, or they were enjoying how the blind man was struggling to move from there, and he stood rooted at the spot waving his stick. Already we know that blind man will be having a stick. He was just waving just to move from there, but it was unable for him, just was struggling, and somehow, oh, where is my dog? I will murder it when I get it again. He is scolding this dog because he used to lead him, he used to take him, he used to always take him to the safe place, and he used to lead him. Now it was not at all there. Scolding where it is. If it come again, if it comes back again, I will murder him. This is what the blind man is scolding him, and he groped about, tried to cross the road. He started finding the way to move, whether I have to go in this way or this way. He was struggling. Just he tried to move a little bit forward and just want to cross the road, but came near being run over by a dozen of the vehicles, because it was a very busy place. There were so many vehicles were going, moving there. So it was unable for the blind man to cross the road, and he tumbled there. ಕಾಲು ಎಡುತ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಎಡಬೋದು ಬೀಳೋದು, ಇಂಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದು, that is what happened there. And it was also somewhat, he was a little bit frightened or the anxious, that is what he was unable to breathe also, and he would deserve it if he was run over, this heartless blackguard, they said. Even these three vendors are also scolding him. This is how he was behaving to the dog. That is how now he is struggling the same thing. Here they are blaming him using the blackguard. That is, some new words are there. You can note down those new words. New words, that is grog is there, gasp, tumbled, uttered, blackguard, these are the new words what you can find in this paragraphs here. So now they are scolding these vendors, or even scolding that heartless blackguard he is, that is somewhat of cruel person he is. So he was behaving so much in an unkind way. So this is how now he is struggling to move away without the dog here. And however, the old man was struggling, with the help of someone found his way, somebody helped him, and he reached the same place where he used to stay at night, that is a chaudhry where he used to sit, where he used to sleep there. He sank down on his gunny bag in the corner. Somebody took him to that chaudhry, and now he is safe. He has reached that place, and he is feeling that as half faint with the strain on his of his journey, some kind of faint. ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿತ್ತು, ದಣಿವಾಗಿತ್ತು, because he was struggled so much to reach that place. Without this dog, somebody's help, he reached there. That is how today he felt that it was unable for him to move, so half faint and with the strain of his journey. That is how he was feeling when he reached the veranda here. Now he is safe. Now he is reached the place where he used to stay at the night there. He was not seen for 10 days and 20 days, nor was the dog seen anywhere. They commented among themselves, the dog must be loafing over the whole earth, free and happy. The beggar is perhaps gone forever. Hardly was the sentence uttered when they heard the familiar tap, tap of the blind man's staff. They saw him again coming up the pavement led by the dog. Look, look, they cried. He has again got it and tied it up. The ribbon seller could not contain himself. He ran up and said, where have you been all these days? Look at this same thing. Again is written in here, the same scene. So it was nearly about 10 or 20 days. They couldn't see neither the dog nor the blind man. A jagakke blind man nu barlela, dog nu barlela. It was totally 20 days after. Again, they were all sitting in a very busy marketplace. Again, they heard the same staff tapping there, some tap tap sound. They saw it there, and what they were thinking, that the dog may be loafing everywhere. It was free now, and the beggar is unable to go anywhere. That is how they have not come there. They were just caught talking, just as the conference was going there. They heard the same sound with the same tap tap sound. That is the stick, what he used to bring there, the beggar man. And they heard then that they saw that the same man, the same beggar man, he is leaving, he is coming with the dog's same dog. Now all of them, they were surprised, they were amazed. So they started speaking, look, look, he has got it and tied it up. Again, the same blind man is coming to the marketplace along with the dog, and now he has tied something there around his neck, and he is holding one side of edge of that cord there, and he's coming towards the market area, and they're all amazed and surprised to see at this. And the ribbon seller went towards him and he spoke to him. He asked him, where have you been all these days? Since last 20 days, you are not come here. Where were you all these days? That is how they are asking, because he who is the blind man is not at all knowing that who has cut the ribbon, isn't that? So now the same ribbon vendor is asking to the blind man, where have you been all these days? Because last 10-20 days they have not seen them. So now what the reply? Know what happened, cried the blind man. This dog ran away. I should have died in a day or two, confined to my corner, no food, not an anna to earn, imprisoned in my corner. I should have perished if it had continued for another day. But this thing returned. Look at this, what he is explaining, how the dog has returned to him. What happened is he's explaining that I should have died in a day or two if this dog was not there. He would have not returned. I would have been dead, because there was no food, not an anna, there was no alms, and the same corner there itself I would have lost my life. Somehow this dog has again come to me. Now I have come to the same marketplace. This is how the blind man is expressing or explaining that how the dog returned to him. Otherwise he would have died because of no food, no alms. The same place would have died. That is, he is explaining now. Now the same perfume vendor, ribbon seller, is asking, when did this dog come? When? Last night at midnight, as I slept in bed, he came and licked my face. I felt like murdering. I gave him a blow which he will never forget again, said the blind man. So what he is saying is, see, when did it come? When did it return? So what he is saying is, last night, at the time midnight, when I slept in bed, he came and licked my face. So dog, it is a dog, he can't speak. So what he did is, he came to the same chowdhury veranda there. He was knowing that where the blind man would be. So he came there and he started licking the blind man's face in the midnight. Last night, midnight it was. And how the blind man felt is he thought of murdering it. He felt to kill it. But he controlled himself. Just he gave a blow. He just gave a blow so that he could never forget it. That is how he gave a blow so that he could not forget it. And I forgave him after all the dog. He loafed as long as he could, pick up some rubbish to eat on the road, but real hunger has driven him back to me. But he will not leave me again. See, I have got this. And he shook the lead. It was steel chain this time. So what he is saying is, I was thinking of murdering him, but I didn't murder him. I didn't kill him, but I gave him a blow so that he can remember, so that he can not forget this, and I forgive him. After all, it is a very dog. It is. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೋ ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ತಿರುಗಾಡಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂತು. He came to me at last, but he was unable to get any food there. That real hunger, ಆ ಹಸಿವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಕರೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. So see, look at this. Now I have got this. Just he's showing that cord, the chain. Now what he has tied around the dog's neck there is showing that. And this time it was not a ribbon cord, but this time it was a metal, that is steel chain. Already we know that the pets are tied with the chains. So same chain now he is tying to the, has tied to this dog also. Just he is showing this chain to the vendors who were asking or talking to him now. Once again there was the dead, despairing look in the dog's eyes. Go on, you fool, cried the blind man, shouting like an ox driver. He tugged the chain, poked with the stick, and the dog moved away in slow steps. They stood listening to the tap, tap going away. So look at this. This made the three vendors somewhat upset, because they have made these two of them separately, but now again that Almighty has made them together. This is what they are saying, that they are somewhat despairing look. They also saw some despairing look in the dog's eyes also. So this was some upset time for the three vendors. And what the blind man said is, go, go, you fool. So just what the ox driver, so cart driver will be doing. So just he called the dog to move forward, and he tugged the chain as if like the cart, what the cart driver will do. So the dog moved in the slow steps, and behind slowly the blind man also followed him. This is what the three of them, they were sitting and they were just hearing the same, the sticks, the blind man's stick sound, that is tap, 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 and both of them they move from that place. Now all the three of the vendors are sitting there, they are just chatting there. What they are speaking is, talking is, death alone can help the dog, cried the ribbon seller, looking after it with a sigh. What can we do with a creature who returns to his room with such a free heart? See, three of them, they are speaking and talking. Now idನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. Only death can alone help the dog. ಇವಾಗ ಡಾಗ್ ನ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂದ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರಿಂದೂ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Only the death can make them separate. So ribbon seller is saying this, and what they are saying is, what can we do with the creature? Navadra ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, he himself has returned to the blind man. So with such a free heart, already the dog also know what kind of a torture was given by the blind man. Even though knowing all such things, again the dog has returned to the blind man. So here the ribbon seller is saying that he has come with the free heart. He has not kept that kind of unkindness in his heart. Just he is free of them, and now he has returned to the blind man. This is how again the dog has come to the blind man. Now here we see that the man is already blind, but we also see that the dog is also blind here. So that is what the chapter is, the blind dog. So here the dog is not blind, whereas the man, the beggar man, is a blind, but the title is given as a blind dog, where we learned that the dog who was already was a slave, again he came back to the same man, the same blind man, and he's being called as a blind dog. This is the lesson, the blind dog. Here it ends. So we will continue with the next lesson in the next video. So thank you for watching, students. So do your work, write down the new words, meanings, what we are giving here. Okay, thank you very much.